how we're riding out to our futures, how
like
we're about to retire.
Like betting our whole fucking life on this. I need my life to change. I figure I could change it through Granite shares and through YieldMax.
On two things that are what? Maybe three. Actually, Granite shares was 2016, but I think they really started out in London, and I think they just kind of came to America with it. Don't quote me on what year they came to America because I don't know. But YieldMax is like, bro, 3 years max old.
I don't know. Nonetheless, I found them a few months ago. They look very, very interesting. Well, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. They look maybe 6. They look very interesting. They're paying very good yields, high yields, monthly distributions. The monthly distributions come straight out the fund. So if you're in it already, you can see when you get your dividend payments and stuff that it comes directly out the stock price. So. But besides that, I think it's pretty good. They pay that extra at the end of December because they have to pay out of the fund. If they don't pay 90% of these YieldMax funds, they get taxed on it, which kind of ruins the whole trade for them. So,
well, why don't you break it down a little bit? Because if people hear about dividends, the common knowledge is companies pay out dividends every 3 months. That's what you would say. So this is just a little bit different than your average company. So I'm sure, because you told me about it, I would have never knew if I made a bunch of money off NVIDIA. I held it, and then I was just sitting on a lot of cash, and you were just like, yo, bro, like, you heard of NVDL, you heard of NVDY, and I mean, I'd probably put in at least 50, 60,000 just off of right what you said. But explain to people, I guess, how they pay a monthly dividend, every month.
Well, I mean, these are like high yield, they're like income option strategy ETFs. So it's just pretty much letting the big dogs play with your money, all right? Let them run the option plays and let them be into the U.S. Treasuries and, let them get the in-the-money calls, in-the-money puts, long-term, short-term. Let them do all that work for you.
Because they're making, interest on the Treasury, right? Every month.
I mean, they're like making money off everything. These are professionals. These aren't just anybody. These are licensed professionals, CFAs, going to work. And, a lot of these guys are really, really smart. I feel like the YieldMax group is really, really smart. What they're providing, what they're doing is, they're providing income to people. And that's exactly what it is. Could the underlying asset do better? Yeah, sometimes it actually does do better. But, I mean, you could be in both.
Yeah.
Get a little
diversified out in each, right?
Get a little dividend and get a little bit, the underlying asset. I mean, what would you say? You've done both, right?
I mean, I'm definitely in it. I think I'm majority. My biggest position is NVDY. So there's very close to 6 figures just in NVDY. But I'm looking at it maybe not how somebody else normally would look at it. Like, hey, if I could invest just in NVIDIA and make more money, or I could invest just in MicroStrategy and just get the money. But why don't I use that dividend every month to build myself a pot to where I can grow out? And now I'm not selling out and getting such a high capital gains tax from NVIDIA,
so let's say
and using the dividend to build it out.
You're doing like NVDY, which is like a favorite for a lot of people. A lot of people are into MSTY, NVDY, Coney. There's a lot of good YieldMax products that are really like yielding out, and they pay every month. And right now, NVDY is like the undisputed king of this right now.
For sure.
Paying out just nonstop, paying out good rates, and the ETF is going up. So not only you getting 6, 7, 8% on NVDY, it's going up to like 6, 7, 8% a month. A month though, is that even real?
I mean, it might go down and go back up. It's been fluctuating back and forth.
It'll fluctuate 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% a month. And then in December, when they empty out the fund, you might get 15 or 20% that month.
Which we're waiting for. We can't wait for that.
Which is the perfect time to reinvest the divvies. You immediately get the dividend payment and then reinvest right there. Get it at 20 something a share NVDY in December after it pays out. Got to be in low 20s, right? Give or take, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly,
well, that's what I see.
I've only met 2 people on their online that have more shares and more money in NVDY than me. My dividend snowball, which was that older guy, this older I don't know what
Asian dude. He
was older Asian dude I found on this app called Blossom, where you can basically post your stock portfolio. Which if you're down, when you're down, you just are only worrying about getting up. So you have to, realize when you're down, keep that same feeling when you're up, which I know you going to do this time around, bro.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm here for it. I'm putting it all in. It's going all in. Said earn income,
invest
TSLL.
Invest or die. Like,
so I know we rambled about Tesla and stuff like that, but let's talk about NVDY and let's talk about why they're really good, right? So, or for the NVDY and the MSTY, because we can kind of go hand in hand with them, right? How much would you say you're making on NVDY on a monthly payment? Like, how much are you making monthly already off the NVDY trade since I told you about it?
I think the first month I made about, I've been slowly getting it up there. I probably had like a couple thousand shares at first. So I think it was like 1,500.
So like you got paid $1,500 your first month. What about your second month?
Then like 55,000 something, 5,200 maybe.
5,200.
And now that was at like 2,200
And then last month, how much you got paid in NVDY? Like how much
that was
do you
last
have
month.
total in NVDY right now?
That's only been 2 months. I only got paid 2 months off this shit.
Okay, so last month what you got? 5,400?
Like something like that, yeah.
And then how much did you have in NVDY to get that 5,400?
Something like 2,750 shares.
So what's that equivalent to? Like 65,000?
I think it was like 80 something.
So
to
like
be honest
80
with
grand?
you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like
honest.
80 grand in there, you get $5,700, $5,500, something like that. Yeah, it's definitely. I would say go take a look at the YieldMax products. They're like really good products. They're really paying a solid monthly income, and it's
What would you? I got something to ask because there's a lot I read in Reddit. I'm like in the YieldMax Reddit, so you'll be able to better explain this better than me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because there's people saying like NVIDIA's been riding so high and now it's flat. So how can we expect the dividend payments to still be up? And like, what would you say to that? Because I know, but you can articulate it better than me.
Like the payments?
Well, let's look here. Ready?
How it changes and stuff like that?
The past 3 months of payments. NVDY in June was $2.56 a share. Then in May it was $1.19 a share. Then in April it was $2.60 a share.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, some months they're 4 or 5%, some months they're 6, 7%. The whole point is that you're gonna generate the income. Maybe you have Robinhood. You could do some margin investing. Like, who knows? You could do a lot of different things. Like I would say, definitely take a really good look at NVDY. It's really 6, 7%.
MSTY too, because hey, that's why I started building it in there. Because they only got
TY is the same thing. It's just one of those things where they're paying $2-3 a share. There's like these things are paying 6-7% a month.
Then 250, then 3. Yeah,
think about it. 6-7%.
It's crazy.
What's 6-7% a month? That's a lot, right? Or not?
Some people get that for the year.
Yeah,
and they might get just 5% for the year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But if you want to, like, I don't want to invest in Bitcoin. I know you can stake it and you can stake Ethereum.
That's why I like MicroStrategy is good, because it's like I don't want to bet in Bitcoin, but But I'm down to bet MicroStrategy who's doing it. And there was someone else who said, like, well, hey, why wouldn't you just invest in Bitcoin and then you could stake it? It's almost like doing the same thing that you're doing here. Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that? Because it's like essentially we're putting money in MicroStrategy or in MSTY.
You have to understand the YieldMax products. The YieldMax products are designed to create yield, to provide you an income. It's not designed to be the best asset. So that's why you might have the underlying asset doing better than the option income strategy ETF. Like, it's just